Anybody else get it done with a project and realize you just made an absolute mess? Yeah, me either. Welcome back, guys. Today I'm doing something a little different. My father-in-law asked me to help put together a little tabletop. He's trying to make like a little, I guess, stand to put flowers and stuff on out of an old sewing machine. So I'm going to be cutting the wood, making the tabletop, and bringing it over and installing it at his house. For now, this is the wood that he provided. I'm going to cut them all equal lengths, and then I'm going to cut some braces for the side. Once I screw them in, I'm going to fill them with wood filler, sand them smooth, stain them, and then bring it over there, and they will just screw up from the bottom. But I'll show you that when we get there. For the time being, I'm going to get these measured out evenly. I'm going to mark them at 31 inches. Doing woodwork, these are a must to keep your lines straight. I'm actually going to cut them 2 at a time. Make things easier. This is what I've come up with. The mounting holes on the sewing machine is 22 1/4 inches apart. So I made it so the gap here on each side is 2 inches to the board, which makes it easier to line up. And that makes the middle of this board to the middle of this board 22 1/4 inches. So now I am going to fasten these. It'll hold all of these together and give us the mounting point. Alright, so I found that these wood screws that I bought are the perfect length to go through both boards but not poke out the front. So instead of dealing with the wood putty and filling in holes, I'm just going to screw them in from the back. And I'll show you how they look when they're done. The big thing is I want to make sure that these are real tight together. That this is centered before I do. Again, I'm not sinking these super deep because I don't want them to poke out the other side. Those are lined up decent. All these ends are going to be lined up right. Now I'm going to put another screw in each one of these other boards. If I flip this guy over, did not poke out the front at all. So I'm going to do that to the other side and finish this guy up. That way we can get it sanded nice and get a coat of stain on it to let it dry for the night. Now that'll give us a good mounting point. This is what it looks like with a fresh coat of stain on it. I put it on a little thicker than I probably needed to, but I am going to do just one coat on the bottom. When it dries enough to flip it, I'm going to flip it over and do the top. If I need to, I will do a second coat on the top. I already did do a coat all along the sides, so if it needs a second coat on the sides, I'll do it when I do the first coat on the top. But I'll check back in, let you know what it looks like. The next morning, I think it dried pretty good. Still looks wet. So there's a existing hole there. I just put a bolt with a washer.